The destruction of over 60 buildings in Ulegun recently has sparked diverse reactions, including legal interpretations to the actual ownership of the area in contention. Legal counsel to Ulegun, Barrister Anderson Asemota, says there is the need to address critical aspects of the matter to dispel rumor making rounds that the expanse of land belonged to Uhiri and encroached on by Ulegun people. Barrister Asemota notes that Uhiri approached a court in 1976, laying claim to about 2,274 hectares of land lying and situated on both sides of the Benin-Abraka Expressway, which was defended by Ulegun, with judgment in favor of Ulegun up to the Supreme Court.
In 1976, Uhiri community approached the court that all that piece or parcel of land measuring 225.47 hectares, lying as situate at both sides of the Benin-Abraka Road, Edo State, belonged to Uhiri community. In that case, Ulegun community defended it frantically, and at the end of the day, judgment was delivered in their favor. Dissatisfied with that judgment, Uhiri further approached the Court of Appeal, where they suffered ignominious defeat as the judgment of the lower court was affirmed. Further dissatisfied, they approached the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court also further affirmed the decision of the lower court, completely decimating and deprecating every right or claim that Uhiri would have or purport to have over the said land.
Not satisfied, several years later, the Enogi of Uhiri, being a senior police officer, was alleged to have used his influence to instigate several arrests in Ulegun, for which a fresh case was instituted and damages were instituted against him. Judgment again was in favor of Ulegun.
The Enogi of Uhiri continue with his acts of trespass, arresting several members of the Ulegun community, using his position then as a senior police officer to intimidate, to harass, demolishing, destroying their properties. Ulegun people, as peace-loving people, ran to the Oba of Benin, crying, with explaining their plight to the Oba. The Oba immediately constituted native arbitration panel, and after evidence was taken from both sides, the native arbitration panel founded in favor of Ulegun community. Dissatisfied again, he went ahead, resorted to all manner of arrest, intimidation, harassment, and what have you. Ulegun community, as peace-loving people, further approached the Edo State High Court, seeking, among other, declaration of title and damages for trespass that the land in question has been given to them. Uhiri community had the privilege of defending themselves in that case, and their counsel, Barrister Olayiwola Afolabi, was the one that defended that case for them. And on the 19th of November 2018, judgment was delivered by the Edo State High Court. And the position of the Supreme Court earlier was further affirmed that the land in question belonged to Ulegun community, and that they were entitled to damages for trespass. And the court went further to nullify every sale made by the Enogi of Uhiri with respect to that land, and ordered a perpetual injunction restraining the Enogi of Uhiri from further entering that land or selling off any part of that land, let alone giving it out or dashing it to anybody.
Barrister Anderson Asemota thus wants members of the public not to be swayed by emotions, as judgment, including right of possession, was given to Ulegun concerning the area where over 60 houses were destroyed.
God would have on the 26th day of January this year, the Court of Appeal delivered judgment in favor of Ulegun, which even reviewed the damages awarded from 4.5 million to 15 million. Then also dismissed their claim to the land, that they have no claim to that land, that land belongs to Ulegun community. They declined the holy invitation, that the invitation to review, to sit on appeal over the judgment of the Supreme Court was to say the least an evil invitation. So they declined it. Dissatisfied with that, Uhiri community through their counsel, further approached the Supreme Court. Then at the Supreme Court, the notice of appeal they filed, they came by way of motion. By way of motion seeking leave to appeal. I tell you, my brother, that motion did not even see the light of the day. Because at when it was taken, it was found to be incompetent. The court no longer had jurisdiction. 90 days haven't completely excoriated. So on that note, they have nothing before the court. They have nothing at the Supreme Court. They have nothing at the Court of Appeal. So there is no bar stopping Ulegun community from taking possession. Let me just add, by what they are doing and by the video that has just been released by the Ukiri Community Council, I want to say that that is an ostentatious display, ostentatious show of ignominy and contempt to the judgment of the court.
Ulegun is a fast developing locality around the upper Sakmamba axis of the Benin-Abraka Expressway.